Hey Fisher, this is Mr. Aaron. I was just looking at your score on here and I noticed that you got a 9, says right here, out of 10. So I thought I'd go over and just look and see what sort of mistakes you made on it and see if I can't help you out a little bit. So there's a couple things that I would have changed with this. First of all, you're getting the wrong output. So what you're doing is you found the average correct of the focus groups and all that, and I get all that. That's correct. But then when you want to do the overall movie rating, what you did is you took the averages and then just divided it by 3. But that's actually not what they ask in the assignment. They said it's a weighted average, so not just a straight average. So the weighted average is the website rating is 20%, and then the focus is 30, and then the critic rating is 50%. It's the same way that your grade is calculated for my class, by the way. 50% is for like exams, and 30% is for assignments, and 20% is for activities. So how we find this is by using the 0.2, 0.3, and 0.5 here. So if I look at your, let me see, I have Dr. Java over here. Let me see if I can't make this a little smaller though. Okay, I have Dr. Java over here. And let's see if we can't make this code work a little bit better. So what you got to do is, this isn't correct. You're close, but not quite there. So I'm going to comment that out. And I'm going to go ahead and use it, though, part of it. And well, first of all, let me compile it and run it and show you kind of what happens here. Is if I put in the critics rate, the rating of 100%, 100%, 100%, and then the rating of the focus group is 100%, 100%, and then the average critic rating, which is like half of the rating. Let's say I put that in as 1. I still get a rating of like 67%, when actually it should be closer to like 50% or something like that. So the problem is that the overall rating here is not quite right. So what you want to do is, instead of dividing by 3, is you want to find the average, but this is 20% of the average, this is 30% of the average, and that's 50% of the average. So I think all you're going to have to do is take the WA and multiply by 0.2, the GR and multiply by 0.3, and the CR and multiply by 0.5. And then now let's compile it. And now let's run it. And let's try 100 again. 100, 100. Focus group is going to be, let's do 100, 100. See what happens if I put in a 1. Yeah, see, now we're getting about what we should get, because I gave it a 1 here, and we're going to get a 50%. Because remember, this person here, the critic rating, is like the most important one, so that's why it brings the score way down. Another thing I want you to do is, of course, when you put them in, is use the values that they have here. So theoretically, we should, let me see if I can get back. Whoops, is that the right one? Nope, that's my assignment. Try this one again. There you go. I'm going to put in your values, or in the values that they have there. Hold on a second. So if I put in 75, 99, 10, 84.5, 92.3, 87.42. Is that what the same thing they get? 87. Yep. So that's all that it was. It really wasn't a programming thing. So I thought, well, I should probably write to you and just tell you that, you know what, you just don't know how to calculate a weighted average, and I don't blame you for that. That's not something we normally use. But go ahead and fix that, and then I think you can just go ahead and resubmit it, and it will give you full points. I think, I'm not sure if you handed it in late or not. Just remember, you get like 1% off for every day late. So you might want to calculate, it's like, okay, is it worth getting the extra point, or do I get, remember, 1% off is not a whole point either. It's like 1/10 of a point. So you might want to consider that. The other thing is, that, oh, okay, my screen went blank here. The other thing is that, what was the other deal? Okay, so you're doing a lot of extra work here. So it looks like you input all your scans, and that's great. And then you initialized a D here, and then added it all up. And then you went down here and you said that that equals D. And this is a lot of extra work here too. So you don't really have to do all that. What you could do is, instead of saying int D, I'm going to comment that out, is you could just say over here, I'm going to put it in quotes, A plus B plus C, and go like that. And that should, as long as the double works, let's compile that and run it. And I like to run it and then use the, use the same values and see if it works now. I have to work with a smaller screen since I'm showing you. 75, 99, 10, 84.5, 92.3, 87.42. See, do I still get the right answer? 61. Yep. So I'm going to guess that this one will probably get 100% on it as well. So I want you to go back and look at what you're calculating here and see if you can't make it a little bit neater and cleaner, because at some point, like this one here, you could do better on that one. At some point, this code is going to get really long, and if you have extra lines of code, sometimes it is just really hard to follow along, and especially if you run into troubles, it'll be hard to go back and fix it. So see if you can clean that one up. And let's see, that's good. Critic rating, I like how you use, CR for critic rating. That's very good. GR, what's focus group? Oh, GR group. Good. Okay. Overall movie rating. Yeah. So I think just this little thing here, fix that one, and fix the one that I have up there, and see if you can't submit it again and get a higher score. Keeping in mind that you do get marked off for being late, but it's like 0.1, what is it, 1% per day. So see if you can't get a higher score. Do the math though before you do it. Take it easy. Bye.